Hey everybody, my name's Ed. Okay, so it's been a few weeks since I've uploaded a video. The reason being, I've kind of got a little lazy about it. I've actually shot a few videos over the last few weeks, and I've also have a bunch of videos that I shot like several months ago that I never uploaded. And the thing about that is, I kind of started feeling that some of the videos were getting kind of monotonous. Maybe it feels more a little bit boring. So I thought I should maybe try to put a little bit more work into like review type videos and stuff like that, or at least try to change up the scenery. So a few of them have been sitting around for months, and they're like on my other computer. And what I was going to do is I was going to go through them, and before I uploaded something, anything else, and I kind of got lazy with that, and then I kind of got busy with other things and whatnot. I have gotten some trades and stuff, and I've kind of shown them on Twitter. But that's kind of the other thing that got me motivated to just do this video, because I was on Twitter some days ago, and actually, even Van Scriver, famous comic book artist for Marvel and DC, now he's a famous comics gate guy. He's doing Cyberfrog now. Replied to a tweet that I put up. And what the tweet was, I didn't even like at him or reply to him directly. I replied to a tweet that somebody else had put up uh, that clipped an interview he did on the Tim Pool show. And the Tim Pool show, for people who don't know, Tim Pool, I guess more or less you would say he does a couple of different political commentary type shows. Um, he describes himself as a disaffected liberal, but it's clear that he's going for this kind of I don't even know if I want to say conservative audience, but very much an anti SJW, anti woke crowd. And there's a lot of sensationalism connected to his show. And there's a lot of civil war is going to break out at any moment and blah, 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 blah. It's fine. People like his show. He's very, very successful, whatever. But on the clip, even Van Scriver was going at the whole sort of thing of, oh, comics used to be this safe space for men and boys, and over the last few years, strange women have I don't know, taken over or something, and they've stopped us from drawing beautiful women, and such nonsense or whatever. And I kind of replied to that, and one of the things I replied to was, or one of the things I said in my reply was, hey, keep in mind, EVS, he's going for the grift money just like Tim Pool is. Don't forget, this same guy's the guy that made a video where he was clipping off the heads of Rose Tico, the Asian lady from Last Jedi, while he was gleefully laughing like ha 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 ha. And the whole point is that was like an easy grift a couple of years ago, where all the kind of anti SJW Marvel stuff, and guys stabbing comics and burning them, and making all these sort of like commentary on like media they haven't even engaged in. And my thing isn't that you shouldn't criticize Marvel or DC or Star Wars or any of these things. If you think they're too liberal, that's fine. There's an argument can be made for that. If you think they're too Republican, there's an argument can be made for that. But engage with the product or the media or the thing you're talking about, in good faith, and make an actual argument. A few years ago, you had all these guys, making videos about the Captain Marvel movie, 6 months before it even came out, and talking about it's gonna cause Marvel to go bankrupt, and it's gonna be filled with all this left wing politics and all this sort of thing. And then the movie comes out, it's just another fair to average Marvel superhero movie, does very well for the summer, and then the twist of the narrative becomes, oh no, Disney's hiding the real numbers from us, and just all this sort of nonsense. So, it's like I said, it is what it is. But anyway, and after that, like I said, even Vince Scriver replied to my thing. He said something like, "It said this is a guy who's cutting off heads of dolls and cackling like a madman or whatever." and Evan was like, good stuff. All right. And then all of a sudden I see next time I check, my notifications are filled with, all these replies and then all sorts of people, liking his comment and other people liking other comments and stuff like that. So that was my little brush with comic book fame over the last week or whatever. So whatever, it is what it is. Anyway, so here's some of the trades that I got over the last week, and I got a good stack here. So let's do it this way. Let's put these here. All right. Okay. So first, I got Neil Gaiman and Dave McKeon, Signal to Noise. Pretty popular some years back. I never read it, but I know it's gotten good critical reviews. So it'll be interesting to finally get into this. I got Modesty Blaze, the Puppet Master. I don't know too much about Modesty Blaze other than this was a popular comic strip in the UK back in the 60s. I guess the character is kind of a female James Bond type character or whatever. So, like I said, I'm not an expert. And I'm pretty sure there's been a Modesty Blaze movie they made back in the day, right? So that'll be fun. Oh, I probably should have shown you a little bit of the art here from Signal to Noise. You got this kind of, at the time, really groundbreaking painted art that they started using more and more in the vertical comics at one point. I know they used it for, what was it, that Batman Arkham Asylum thing, Black Orchid, so, all right. Whiteout by Greg Rucka and Steve Lieber. I'm pretty sure they made a movie out of this too. I've never seen it, but Kate Blanchett, does that sound right? I don't know. But hopefully this will be fun. I guess this is the first graphic novel, the first miniseries, or the first two. I think there's two of them. There was Whiteout, and then there was Whiteout Melt or something like that. So, all right. Black Science, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Okay. Rick Remender and Matteo Scalera and Dean White, right? Now, these I actually have read. I got, let's hear, Wildcats Volume 2, Vicious Circle. This is Joe Casey and Sean Phillips. Sean Phillips these days is really doing the do with with Ed Brubaker on the Criminal series, and what's the new one? Reckless. I got to get into that. I got to get into Reckless and a few other things they've been doing. There was Fade Out and Femme Fatale, just really great stuff there. This is Volume 3, Cereal Boxes. And the other new thing I got was Wildcats version 3.0. And this is Joe Casey and Dustin Nguyen. And I had to go find some of the other trades that I had and read them in one setting. So here's Volume 4. We're back to Sean Phillips, Battery Park. And then Brand Building Wildcats version 3.0, Volume 1. And just reading them in one setting, it's quite I've read some of this stuff before, and I've got some of the random issues somewhere, one of these long boxes somewhere, but reading them all in one sitting was a lot of fun and quite an experience. It made me think about the new series that came out. I've only read the first two issues. I'm probably going to get the third issue, but I'm probably going to drop it. It's just because there's so many really interesting ideas going on here where they really play up the whole idea of corporate espionage and and trying to have a superhero group that's a little bit that's about something as opposed to all the characters sitting around their meeting room and waiting for I don't know Kang or Thanos or whatever and Infinity Gauntlets or whatever. But like I said, there's a really interesting blend of corporate espionage, science fiction, action, interesting character bits, interesting political stuff going on as well. And it was just really interesting and different and daring. And like I said, the new comic isn't bad. It's a perfectly fine superhero comic, but it just doesn't deliver. It doesn't seem as inventive as this thing here that came out whatever 15 years ago or whatever 10 years ago 15 years ago whatever 10 years ago at least. Wait, well, years ago. And then the other thing I got is The Invisibles, Volume 5, Counting to None. So that is Grant Morrison, Phil Jimenez, and John Stokes. So I don't know when I'll get to this, but yeah, fun stuff. Okay, so that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Like I said, after I go through those old videos that are stored on my other computer, I'll start uploading again. I don't know when that is. It's going to be, hopefully I can get to it in the next couple of weeks. And then I'll start putting up new videos and stuff like that. All right, so thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. And you guys have a good day.